Welcome to Sacred Stillness, a quiet space for souls who are tired of pretending they're okay. Here, we don't offer noise. We don't force smiles. We simply whisper into the silence and hope heaven is still listening. This channel is for the ones who pray without words, for the hearts that beat through numbness, and for the faith that flickers but never quite goes out. Each whispered prayer is a lifeline, not loud, not perfect, but real, born from emotional exhaustion, spiritual loneliness, and the silent pain that most never speak of. If you've forgotten how to feel, if you're still breathing but not quite alive inside, if all you can say is, "God, I'm still here," then you found your place. You're not alone. And even if your prayers feel like echoes in the dark, they still matter. You still matter. Take a breath, lean in, and let your soul be heard. Welcome to Sacred Stillness. The numb beginning. God, I don't know how to begin anymore. Not because I'm overwhelmed, but because I feel nothing. Not light, not darkness, not fear, not peace. Just this still, heavy silence inside me, like fog that won't lift, like a room with no air, no sound, no door. I used to cry when I was hurting. I used to scream when I was angry. Now I just sit, quiet, still, hollow. People walk by and smile. I smile back, but I'm not there. I'm just a body moving through the day. It's not depression exactly, not despair, not rage. It's something emptier, a kind of soul numbness. Like I've used up every tear, every scream, every whisper. Like I ran out of words, and then feelings, and then pieces of myself. I've prayed before, fervently, desperately. I've pleaded, I've begged, I've trusted you when it didn't make sense. But now, even my prayers have gone quiet. Not because I've stopped believing, but because belief itself feels far away, like a memory of someone I used to be. I'm not mad at you. I'm not blaming you. I'm just tired. So very tired. Tired in my bones, tired in my heart, tired in my soul. I wake up and do what I have to do. Brush my teeth, get dressed, answer emails, smile. But something is gone. Something deep. Something vital. Something I used to recognize in the mirror. And I wonder, does anyone else feel this way? Is there anyone else walking through life with a quiet ache where their joy used to be? God, is it possible to miss yourself? Because I do. I miss how it felt to feel. I miss how it felt to care. I miss the fire, the tears, even the heartbreak, because at least then I knew I was alive. Now, I'm not so sure. I keep looking for something, a spark, a sound, a sign, but all I find is more quiet, not peaceful quiet, but aching, lonely quiet. And I guess that's why I'm whispering now. Not because I expect a miracle, not because I think you'll suddenly speak loud enough to shake the walls, but because I don't know what else to do but speak into the stillness and hope that somehow you're still listening. Maybe you are. Maybe you always have been. Maybe you're closer in this numbness than you were in the fire. Maybe silence isn't the absence of you, but the space where healing starts. I don't know. And honestly, I'm too tired to figure it out. But I still showed up. I still opened my mouth. I still whispered your name, not with hope, not with faith, but with whatever flicker remains beneath the ashes. If this is what faith looks like now, barely breathing, barely believing, then let it be enough. Let this numb whisper be my prayer. Let this hollow ache be heard in heaven. Let this silence still count as praise. Because deep down, beneath all this numbness, beneath all the emptiness, beneath the person I've forgotten how to be, there is still a soul. Still yours. Still waiting. Still whispering, God, I'm still here. Even if I don't know who that is anymore. The mask I wear. God, if someone asked how I'm doing, I'd say I'm fine. Because that's what I always say. Because that's what people expect. Because I'm fine is easier than explaining the weight I carry in silence. But the truth is, I'm not fine. Not even close. I'm functioning, I'm smiling, I'm doing what needs to be done, but inside, I'm disappearing. I've learned how to move like a person who's okay. I get up, I show up, I speak when spoken to, I nod in meetings, I laugh at the right moments, I reply to messages with emojis. But none of it reaches me. None of it feels real. It's a performance I've perfected, a mask that fits so well, even I forget I'm wearing it sometimes. But late at night, when the world is finally quiet, the mask slips, and what's left underneath isn't dramatic or broken or loud. It's just blank, like a screen gone black, like a song that stopped playing long ago. I don't know when I started living like this. I don't know when survival became second nature. All I know is that somewhere along the way, the real me got quiet and the mask got louder. I wonder if anyone notices. I wonder if anyone ever sees past the answers, past the smiles, past the casual, I'm good, just tired. Because I am tired, but not the kind of tired a nap can fix. It's the kind of tired that sleep can't touch, the kind that seeps into your spirit until even breathing feels like an obligation. God, you see through masks, don't you? You see through the makeup, the humor, the good posture. You see the ache beneath the armor, the questions behind the grin, the flicker of emptiness behind my eyes. I need that to be true, because I don't know how to take the mask off anymore. Not safely, not without unraveling. So I wear it. I wear it at work, I wear it at church, I wear it with friends, with family, with the mirror. And I convince myself that it's better this way, that being invisible is easier than being misunderstood. But something in me still aches to be seen. Not the version of me that performs, but the quiet, trembling soul behind it. I want someone, anyone, to look into my eyes and say, I know you're not fine, and that's okay. You don't have to be. But maybe no one will. Maybe that kind of knowing only happens between you and me. So here I am, God, mask in place, words rehearsed, heart half asleep, but whispering still. Whispering not for show, not for answers, but just to be known. Because I can fake a smile, but I can't fake a prayer. Even this numb mechanical reaching is real. So please, don't let this mask fool you. Don't let this I'm fine go unanswered. Don't let me disappear beneath the surface of what I show the world. I'm still here, somewhere, waiting to be found again. And if you still see me, the real me, then maybe I'm not lost yet. Maybe being seen by you is enough for now.
When even sadness is silent. God, I never thought I'd miss sadness. but I do. Because at least when I was sad, I felt something. At least when I cried, there was something inside me worth crying about. Now, even sadness is silent. Even tears feel like strangers. And I wonder what that says about me. I used to break down. I used to fall apart on the bathroom floor, face buried in my hands, heart cracked open and raw. And somehow, that pain felt holy. It felt real. It reminded me that I still cared, that I was still alive. But now, the tears don't come. The pain doesn't come. Nothing does. It's like I've run out of sorrow. Like my soul has gone quiet from exhaustion. Like grief knocked for too long and finally gave up. And I sit here, not okay, but not hurting either. Just blank, a flat line across my heart. People think healing means smiling again, getting up again, functioning again. But what if healing isn't what this is? What if I just got used to the ache? What if this numbness isn't peace, but surrender? What if I'm not stronger now, just further away from myself? God, I don't want to feel like this. This nothing, this still gray fog. I don't want to drift through my days wishing something, anything would shake me. Not disaster, not joy, just a single tear to remind me that I still have a heart. I miss how it felt to mourn, to break down without shame, to pour it all out and say, this hurts, and I need you. Now I just whisper, this exists, and I don't know how to reach you anymore. It's not that I stopped needing you, it's just that my need got quiet. Like the part of me that used to scream, curled up and fell asleep. But even in this sleep, I hope you're near. I hope you still see me, because I think I need you more now than when I was drowning. At least then I was trying to swim. Now I'm just floating, face to the sky, waiting for something to break the stillness. Maybe that something is you. Maybe you're not waiting for my next prayer. Maybe you're already sitting in this silence, holding space for the ache I can't feel. So if I can't cry today, if I can't feel the pain, if I can't bring you anything but this quiet void, take it anyway. Take the numbness as my offering. Take this blank heart as my worship. Take the silence as my reaching, because it's all I have right now. And even though I can't feel you, even though I can't cry, I still believe you're close. Closer than the sadness I miss. Closer than the tears I've lost. Closer than the feelings I can't name. God, let that be true. Let this nothingness be a kind of prayer. Let this quiet ache be enough to move your heart toward mine. Because even if I can't feel sorrow, even if I can't feel anything at all, I still want to. And maybe that want is a beginning. Maybe that longing is the first tear I didn't know I was shedding. So if you hear me, and I believe somewhere you do, don't wait for me to cry. Just come into the numbness, into the stillness, into the space where even sadness goes quiet. Come find me before I forget how to ask again.
Where are you, God? God, where are you? I don't mean that with bitterness. I'm not shaking my fist. I'm not yelling at the sky. I'm not demanding signs or miracles. I'm just asking, softly, because it's been quiet for so long. And I don't know if that quiet means you're far away or if you're just closer than words. But I miss you. Not the idea of you, not the songs or the verses or the sermons. I miss you, the presence that once filled the space around me, the warmth that used to sit beside me in the dark, the whisper I used to feel in my chest when I said your name. Now I say your name and it echoes back empty. I pray and nothing stirs. No peace, no answer, no flicker of knowing. Just silence, thick and deep and long. I've tried to keep going, tried to trust that you're still working, still moving, still loving me even when I don't feel it. But honestly, it's hard. It's hard to keep whispering to the sky when the sky never whispers back. I wonder, did I do something wrong? Did I miss a moment? Did I stop listening before you finished speaking? Or maybe you're here, and I've just grown deaf from the noise inside me. Or maybe you're speaking in a language I forgot how to hear. The language of stillness. The language of long waiting. The language of deep healing that doesn't always feel like healing. But still, I ask, where are you? Not because I doubt your existence, but because I miss your presence. Because I remember when you felt close, when I could feel you in the quiet between heartbeats, when your nearness was the one thing that held me together. Now, I feel like I'm held together by thread. And I don't need thunder, I don't need fire from the sky, I don't need a parting sea. I just need a breath, a whisper, a sense that I'm not the only one in this silence. Because silence is starting to feel like abandonment. Even though I know that's not who you are. Even though I know you promised never to leave. But promises feel distant when the silence stretches this long. And still, I keep showing up. Not with confidence, not with strength, just with a quiet ache that still believes you're listening, even when you say nothing. God, if you're here, could you let me know? Not with a miracle, just with something. A pause in the numbness, a breath in the stillness, a moment of peace that doesn't come from me. Because I'm tired of guessing, tired of wondering if you're behind the silence or lost inside it with me. But even in that tiredness, I haven't let go. Not because I'm strong, but because somewhere, some part of me still remembers what it felt like to be known by you. And I miss that feeling more than anything. So here I am, again, asking the same question. Not because I doubt you, but because I long for you. Where are you, God? And please, don't answer with silence again. Even if all you can give me right now is the quiet comfort of knowing you're still near, let that be enough. Let that reach me in the numbness. Let that hold me in the ache. Let that whisper into the emptiness, I'm here. Because if you are, if you really are, then maybe I can keep going one more day.
How many times can a soul break? God, how many times can a soul break before it forgets how to heal. I've heard people say that we're stronger than we think, that broken things can be made beautiful again, that time heals, that faith holds, that hope always returns. But what if it doesn't? What if it gets tired too? What if hope wears thin after too many falls? What if the heart doesn't rise up this time? Not because it doesn't want to, but because it no longer knows how. God, I've been strong for so long. I've whispered through wounds. I've stood up after every collapse. I've smiled through days where the ache in my chest made it hard to breathe. I've kept going, even when everything inside me was begging to stop. But something in me is fraying at the edges now. The breaks are quieter, but deeper. Not loud, not messy, just slow, silent shattering beneath the surface. People see me walking, talking, laughing even, and they think I'm okay. But what they don't see are the nights I stare at the ceiling, asking you questions I'm too tired to form. They don't see the mornings where I have to remind myself how to be a person again, how to move, how to speak, how to exist without falling apart. I know you're near. I believe that. But why does it feel like you're watching from far away while I quietly unravel? How many disappointments can a soul carry before it stops expecting anything good? How many unanswered prayers can a heart hold before it forgets how to pray? Because I've prayed, God. I've whispered your name in hospital rooms, on bathroom floors, in the car with tears running down my face and hands gripping the steering wheel like it was the only thing holding me to this earth. I've believed when it didn't make sense. I've hoped when there was no sign. I've clung to every word that said, "You are not alone." But now, it's not that I don't believe anymore. It's just that belief feels so far away, like a voice calling from across a canyon I don't have the strength to cross. I'm tired, God. Not just physically, soul tired. The kind of tired that makes you forget who you used to be before all the breaking began. And still, I whisper. Still, I show up. Still, I breathe, even if I don't always know why. Is that enough? Can this quiet ache count as faith? Because I don't have songs to sing right now. I don't have loud prayers or lifted hands or victory stories. I just have this fragile whisper asking you to still love me, even when I feel nothing. Asking you to still stay, even when I don't have the words to ask. Because if you've seen all my breaking, if you've watched me fall and rise and fall again, then you know how much I've carried, how much I've lost. How much I've tried just to keep breathing when everything inside me wanted to give up. God, please tell me you still see me. Please tell me you haven't grown tired of my weakness.
Please tell me that souls can only break so many times before you start holding them in a way that doesn't let go. I don't want more strength. I want shelter. I want softness. I want to know that I can collapse in your presence without needing to be brave. Because I don't have brave left. Only breath. Only longing. Only this quiet question echoing through my soul. How many times can a soul break before it's too late? And somewhere inside that question is the smallest flicker of belief that you are the God who never lets it be too late. If that's true, then maybe I can hold on just a little longer.
I am not angry, just empty. God, I'm not angry with you. I think people expect me to be, to scream, to cry, to demand answers, to wrestle with you like Job or rage at the heavens like the prophets. But I don't have rage left. I don't have storm clouds in my chest or thunder in my voice, just stillness, heavy, echoing stillness. I'm not angry, I'm just empty. There's no fire, no flood, only the quiet hum of a soul that ran out of fight. And I don't know what to do with that. Because people talk about healing. They talk about breaking and rebuilding. They talk about surrender as if it's a brave and beautiful thing. But this doesn't feel brave. It doesn't feel like surrender. It feels like I've gone still. Like I've stopped hoping for the answer, but still whisper the question out of habit. I'm not angry with you. Not anymore. Maybe I was once. Maybe I cried and shouted and begged, but now I have gone quiet. And I don't know if that's worse, because at least when I was angry, I believed you were still listening. At least when I was weeping, I still cared enough to break. Now I just float. Through prayers I can't feel, through days I can't name, through a life that used to matter, but now just exists. God, is there room in your heart for those who don't feel anything anymore? For those who show up not with passion, not with praise, but with this dull, aching silence? I used to worry about sin, about weakness, about failing you. Now I just worry that I'm fading and you won't even notice. Because when you're loud, at least people hear you. But when you're empty, you just disappear into the spaces between words. And that's where I live now. Between words, between tears, between songs I can't sing and verses that no longer stir me. I'm not running from you. I'm not turning my back. I'm just here, sitting in the same place I always have. Only now, I don't know what to say. I'm not angry, just tired. So tired. And if you were to sit beside me now, I wouldn't ask you to fix anything. I wouldn't ask for healing or answers. I just ask you to stay. To sit with me in the silence, in the hollowness, in the place where my spirit used to sing. Because maybe I don't need to be filled yet. Maybe I don't need to be whole. Maybe I just need to know that even this kind of emptiness can be held in your hands without judgment. God, I'm not trying to impress you, not trying to perform for you, not trying to be strong or deep or holy. I'm just showing up in the only way I still know how, quiet, hollow, honest. And if that's not enough, then I don't know what else to give.
But if it is, if this emptiness still matters to you, if this numb, quiet presence still moves your heart, then maybe I'll stop trying so hard to feel something. Maybe I'll let the silence be what it is. Maybe I'll stop fearing the stillness and start trusting that you live there too. Because you're not only the God of fire and miracles, you're not only the God of songs and sermons, you're also the God of the quiet, the God of the faint, the God of the ones who no longer cry. So if I'm not angry, if I'm not desperate, if I'm just here, empty and aching for nothing in particular, then let me be that, without shame. Let this stillness be seen. Let this quiet be enough. And if you're near, just stay. No need to speak, no need to fix. Just stay. Because I don't need anything else right now but the comfort of knowing that even in this emptiness, I am not forgotten.
I miss who I used to be. God, I miss who I used to be. Not the perfect version, not the one who had it all figured out, just me. The version that laughed without thinking about it. The one who sang along to songs in the car and meant every word. The one who believed good things were still ahead. The one who prayed without needing a reason. I miss that version. The version that didn't overthink everything. The one who didn't carry invisible weights in their chest. The one who didn't feel heavy all the time for no clear reason. I don't know when it happened. I don't know the exact day I faded. Maybe it wasn't a moment. Maybe it was a slow, quiet drift. 100 small heartbreaks, 1,000 disappointments, one more unanswered prayer after another. Until one day I looked in the mirror and saw someone I barely recognized. Still me, but dimmer, quieter, tired in a way I didn't know how to explain. God, I don't blame you. Not for the pain, not for the loss, not for the change. But I do wonder if you remember who I used to be too. Do you remember the way I used to talk to you all the time about everything? Do you remember the sparkle in my voice when I thought I heard you speak back? Because I do. Faintly. Like an old photograph in a dusty drawer. Still there, but faded. And maybe that's what hurts most. Not that I've changed, but that I don't know how to get back. I don't know how to return to that version of me that believed without hesitation, that loved without fear, that prayed with a heart wide open. Now, everything feels guarded, muted, like I'm tiptoeing through my own soul, unsure what parts are safe to feel anymore. But deep down, beneath the weariness, beneath the numbness, beneath the fog that settled over me, I still feel that version of me somewhere. Still alive. Still waiting. Still whispering, "Remember me?" God, is it possible to lose yourself but not be lost? Is it possible to forget your own heart and still be held in yours? Because I need that to be true. I need to know that even though I've drifted, even though I've dulled, even though I've grown quiet, I'm not gone. I'm still yours. Even now. Even like this. And maybe I don't need to go back. Maybe you're not calling me to become who I used to be, but someone deeper, someone softer, someone wiser from the breaking. But still, I miss that girl. that boy, that soul. I miss who I was before the weariness, before the survival, before the silence. And I just need to say that out loud. I miss myself. And I miss you. But maybe we'll find our way back to each other, not by retracing old steps, but by taking new ones, small ones, gentle ones, one whispered prayer at a time. So here's mine, God. If you're still holding the pieces of who I used to be, would you help me gather them again? Not to rebuild the old, but to remember what was good, to reclaim what was sacred, to carry forward what still matters. Because somewhere inside me, the real me is still whispering, still hoping, still waiting. Please don't let her disappear. Please don't let him fade out completely. Please walk with me until I find myself again, or find the person you always knew I could become.
If you're still there, God, if you're still there, I hope this reaches you. I don't have fancy words. I don't have deep theology. I don't even have the strength to believe with certainty. But I do have this whisper, and I hope it's enough. Because I've been walking in silence for so long. And not just the silence around me, but the silence inside. The kind where even my thoughts feel like they echo in an empty room. But something in me still wants to speak. Not loudly, not boldly, just gently, just honestly, just if you're still there. Because I don't know anymore. I used to be so sure of you, of me, of what we meant to each other. Now, I'm not so sure of anything except the ache that hasn't gone away. But even that ache feels like a thread I can still hold on to. God, if you're still listening, please hear me. Not because I've done something great, not because I've proven my faith, but because I showed up. Because I'm still whispering, even when the world has gone quiet. Even when I've gone quiet. I don't need you to part the sky. I don't need a miracle. I don't even need clarity. I just need to know that you haven't walked away. Because I'm tired of pretending I'm okay. Tired of nodding along when people say, God's got a plan, as if that makes the silence feel less crushing. Because sometimes the plan hurts. Sometimes the plan feels like being forgotten. And if I'm honest, some days I wonder if you have favorites. If maybe I missed something. If maybe I prayed wrong, trusted wrong, hoped wrong. But I still whisper. Not because I expect an answer, but because not whispering feels worse. Not praying feels like letting go. And I'm not ready to let go. Even now, with everything stripped away, with all the faith-worn edges and tired thoughts, I still want you. Even if I don't feel you. Even if I don't hear you. Even if I don't know where you've gone. God, if you're still there, could you come close? Not loud, not bright, just close. Could you meet me in this numb, half-hearted reaching? because that's all I have today. A whisper, a breath, a flicker of longing that refuses to die. They say you're always near, but I don't want theology today. I want presence. I want the sense that I'm not alone in this gray, quiet place inside me. I want to believe that even though I've stopped feeling, you haven't stopped caring. That even though I don't cry anymore, you still count the tears I no longer shed. That even though I barely speak, you still lean in, close to listen. God, if you're still there, don't make me chase you. I don't have energy for that anymore. Just sit with me, in the dark, in the silence, in the nothingness. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to fix anything. Just be here. Because even if I've lost sight of you, I need to know you haven't lost sight of me. That this whisper, as fragile as it is, still matters. That it still reaches you. That you still care. If you're still there, this is me. Not whole, not strong, not loud. Just here, still whispering, still hoping, still yours.
Teach me to feel again. God, I think I forgot how to feel. Not just the big emotions, not joy, not sorrow, not passion, but even the small ones. I forgot how to be moved by sunlight on my skin, or laughter in a room, or music that once stirred something in me. I see beauty, I see kindness, I see life all around me, but none of it touches me. It's like there's glass between me and the world. Thin, invisible, but unbreakable. And I don't know how to shatter it. So I live behind it, watching, smiling when I'm supposed to, nodding, responding, functioning. But I'm not really here, not fully, not deeply. God, teach me to feel again. Not all at once, not too fast, just enough. Just enough to remember what it's like to be alive on the inside. Because I don't want to live like this, disconnected, dulled, numb. I don't want to keep pretending that everything's fine when I feel like a ghost in my own body. I want to feel again, even if it's sadness, even if it's fear, even if it's the ache I've been trying to avoid. Let it come. Let the tears return. Let the heart beat louder. Let the breath feel like breath again, instead of just survival. God, I'm not asking for perfect peace. I'm not asking for constant joy. I'm just asking to feel something real, something honest, something that reminds me I'm still in here, somewhere. Because I'm tired of the numbness. I'm tired of going through motions that mean nothing to me. I want to feel again when I speak your name. Not guilt, not duty, but warmth, connection, presence. I want to feel again when I sit in silence. Not dread, not emptiness, but the quiet knowing that I'm not alone. God, I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to thaw the places that went cold without meaning to. But maybe you do. Maybe you've been waiting, not for me to force my way back into feeling, but for me to admit that I can't do it without you. So here I am, not feeling much of anything, but still trusting you with what little remains. Maybe the first feeling is the desire to feel. Maybe that's the ember beneath the ash, the small ache that hasn't died yet. Fan it, Lord.
gently, softly, patiently. Don't rush me, don't push me. Just sit with me and let the warmth return slowly. Let my soul remember that feeling isn't failure, that pain isn't punishment, that tears are holy and joy isn't dangerous. I want to feel again. I want to laugh and mean it, cry and not fear it, love and not guard it. God, if you are still near, and something in me believes you are, then come into this numb space, not with thunder, but with breath. Show me how to feel again, not because it's time to move on, but because I've grown tired of being untouched by everything that used to make me come alive. Even if it hurts, let it hurt. Even if it's slow, let it be slow. Just don't let me stay in this fog forever. I'm ready to feel again. Help me remember how.
The flicker in the fog. God, something flickered today. It wasn't loud. It wasn't big. It wasn't a miracle. But it was there. A moment. A breath that felt softer than the last. A breeze through the window that made me pause. A bird singing outside when everything else was still. And for a second, just a second, I felt something. Not joy, not pain, but presence. A tiny awareness that I still exist beneath the numbness. It passed quickly. It didn't linger, but it stayed long enough to make me whisper, "Was that you?" Because it felt like you. Not in a grand, glorious way, but in the kind of way you might show up for someone too tired to lift their head. Gentle, almost hidden, but unmistakably tender. And I realized something. Maybe healing doesn't arrive in fireworks. Maybe it doesn't crash into the room with thunder and light. Maybe it slips in quietly, through the cracks I thought were only brokenness. Maybe this fog I've been living in isn't endless after all. Maybe there are flickers in it, tiny pulses of light that don't demand anything from me, except to notice. God, I noticed. Not because I was searching, but because you knew I needed something today, even something small, to remind me I haven't disappeared. I'm still here, even if I'm not who I used to be, even if I don't feel everything yet, even if I'm still walking through this fog. But I saw a flicker, and that changes things. Because if there's still light, then I haven't lost the way entirely. If something in me can still respond, even faintly, then maybe I'm not as far gone as I thought. God, don't let me miss the flickers. They're easy to overlook, easy to dismiss. I've trained myself to ignore the small things because I've grown afraid to feel them. But I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to numb myself to the very signs of life I've been begging for. So help me notice them. The moment the music makes my chest ache. The second a smile feels real again. The brief flash of awe when sunlight filters through the curtains and I pause long enough to breathe it in. These aren't accidents. These are answers. Whispers. Flickers of you, trying to reach me in the gentlest way possible. I won't ask for more than that today. Not strength, not clarity, just another flicker.
Another holy moment that reminds me I'm still here, that you are still near, that something in me is slowly waking up. And if it's true, if these little glimmers mean that my heart is starting to stir again, then I'll wait, patiently, softly, hopefully. I'll let the fog be what it is, but I'll also keep my eyes open for the flickers inside it. Because healing isn't always a sudden sunrise. Sometimes it's one small light at a time. And maybe that's how you love me right now, in quiet, glowing pieces that teach me how to feel again without overwhelming me. So thank you for the flicker, for the breath, for the moment that moved me when I wasn't even trying to be moved. Do it again, Lord, whenever you want, however you want. I'll be watching.
Learning to whisper hope again. God, I think I'm starting to hope again. Not loudly, not boldly, not with fireworks or declarations, just softly, like a whisper in the dark that doesn't know if it will be heard but speaks anyway. It's strange, this kind of hope. It's not full of confidence. It doesn't come with plans or promises. It's fragile, tentative, like a child knocking on a door they're not sure will open. But it's there, small, real, and it feels like something worth protecting. Because for so long, hope felt dangerous, like something I couldn't afford to carry anymore, like a door that led to more disappointment. So I locked it, quietly, without ceremony. But maybe you've been holding the key all along. Maybe you've been waiting until my heart was ready to whisper again. Not shout, not sing, just whisper. God, I think that's where I am now. I'm not ready to run forward, not ready to declare I'm whole, but I'm willing to whisper. And maybe that's where healing begins. In the moments when we dare to say something fragile to the sky and hope it doesn't fall flat. I'm whispering hope now, not because I've seen the whole picture, not because I've been restored, but because something in me still believes you're near. And that belief, even if it's barely audible, is starting to rise. Not in grand speeches, but in quiet prayers. Not in unshakable faith, but in trembling sentences like, maybe things won't always feel this way. God, teach me how to carry hope again without fearing its weight. Show me how to hold it with open hands, not clenched fists. Let it be light. Let it be gentle. Let it grow slowly, the way morning sneaks up on the night. I'm not asking for certainty, just enough courage to hope a little more than I did yesterday. Because I know what it's like to live without it, to go through days that feel colorless and hollow. But today, something felt different. And maybe that something was the beginning of hope. Maybe it was the sound of my voice, praying not out of obligation, but out of a quiet longing to believe again. Maybe it was the choice to reach even though I've been let down before. God, I want to be someone who hopes again, not recklessly, not naively, but faithfully. Even if it's in whispers, even if it's just one breath at a time, let that be enough. Let whispered hope be just as holy as shouted praise. And if I forget how to hope again tomorrow, remind me that I don't have to start over. Just start again. One word, one breath, one whisper.
Because hope isn't loud, it's persistent, and even the faintest flicker can light up the whole night if I let it. So here I am again, Lord, not whole, not fearless, but hopeful, even if only a little. And maybe that little is more than enough for you to work with.
Even if I don't feel you, stay close. God, I still don't feel you, and I need to say that out loud. Not because I've stopped believing, not because I'm giving up, but because honesty is all I have left to offer you right now. I want to feel you. I do. I want that nearness again, the kind that once made me breathe deeper, the kind that made my spirit sit still in peace. But lately, I feel nothing. No warmth, no voice, no gentle pull in my chest when I speak your name. Just silence, stillness, and if I'm honest, a quiet ache that wonders if I've done something wrong. But deep down, I don't think this silence is punishment. I don't think you've gone cold. I think you're still here. And I'm asking you, please, stay. Even if I don't feel you, even if I never feel you again, please don't leave. I don't need signs. I don't need fire from heaven. I just need to know that you haven't let go of me while I'm walking through this fog. Because some days, faith feels like standing still while the world rushes by. Like keeping my hand out in the hope that yours is still there, even if I can't see it. God, this numbness frightens me sometimes. It makes me question things I thought I'd never question. It makes me wonder if I'm broken beyond repair. But then I remember, you never asked me to feel my way to you. You asked me to trust. And maybe trust looks like this. Sitting in the dark, hands open, soul quiet, and whispering, stay close, even now. I don't need you to fix everything. I just need to know you're sitting with me while it's still broken. Even if I don't feel peace, be my peace. Even if I don't feel love, be the love that holds me anyway. Even if I don't feel you at all, be near in ways I cannot sense but still need. Because I'm not asking for emotion, I'm asking for presence. And presence can hold a soul together longer than any answer. God, if you're still holding me, please don't stop. Don't let the silence fool you. I'm still here, still needing, still hoping, still yours. And I believe, even if just barely, that you are still here too. You haven't changed. You haven't moved. You're not waiting for me to get it together before you come close again. You're the God who stays, the God who draws near to the ones too tired to reach back. So if I go quiet, stay close. If I stop feeling, stay close. If I wander again, stay close. And when the feeling returns, if it returns, let me find you still here, right where I left you, never having left me at all. Until then, I'll keep whispering not to bring you back, but to remind myself that you never left. Even if I don't feel you, please, God, stay close.
I want to want you again. God, I don't feel that hunger for you anymore. And I miss it. I miss how I used to wake up thinking of you first. How I used to reach for prayer like breath.
How I used to cry during worship because your presence felt so close. I didn't know where I ended and you began. Now, I just feel quiet. And not the peaceful kind, but the kind of quiet that feels like something's missing. Like someone moved out and left everything still in place. And I'm not angry. I'm not rebellious. I'm just honest. I want to want you again. I want that ache in my chest that used to make me run to you for no reason at all. I want that warmth that came when I whispered your name, without effort, without doubt, just trust. But somewhere along the way, I stopped reaching. And the more days that passed, the harder it became to begin again. And now I'm here, speaking softly, almost like a stranger, trying to rebuild something that used to feel like home. God, I'm not pretending. I won't say I'm on fire when all I have left is this faint ember and a little wind of longing. But maybe longing is enough for now. Maybe wanting to want you isn't failure. Maybe it's a beginning. So I bring you what I have. Not passion, but desire for it. Not fire, but the memory of warmth. Not certainty, but a soul that still turns toward you, even when the spark feels gone. God, can you work with that? Can you meet me here, in this space between apathy and return? Can you take my small desire and breathe on it until it grows again? I don't need a spiritual high. I don't need to feel what I used to feel. I just want to love you more than I do right now. I want to want you again, not because I'm supposed to, but because something in me still believes you are worth desiring, even when I don't feel it, even when I forget, because I know you haven't changed. You haven't grown distant. You haven't stopped being worthy. I've just drifted. And now, I'm slowly turning back. Not with fanfare, not with emotion, just with intention. A whispered prayer, a cracked open heart, a trembling confession. I want you. Not like before, but I want to want you again. So if you're near, and I believe you are, draw near to this desire. Fan it gently. Don't rush it. Don't shame it. Just sit with me in this beginning again. Because I don't need to feel it all today. I just need to know you still delight in even the smallest return. And this is mine. So here I am, Lord, not burning, not chasing, just turning, quietly, back toward you, and asking not for fire, but for a flicker that reminds me I still belong to you.
God, I'm still here. God, I don't have a big ending for you. No triumphant story, no breakthrough testimony, no final moment of transformation. But I do have this. I'm still here, still showing up, still whispering, still choosing to speak even when I don't know what to say anymore. I haven't figured it all out. I haven't come back to life in full color. I still feel quiet, still feel fragile, still feel like I'm walking through fog with bare feet and trembling breath. But I didn't leave, and that counts for something. God, I think somewhere along the way, I believed that if I wasn't burning for you, I was failing you. That if I didn't feel close, you would feel distant. That if I didn't bring you something beautiful, you wouldn't want what I had left. But now I see it differently. I see that showing up empty is still showing up. That not knowing who I am anymore
doesn't mean I'm no longer yours. I'm not what I used to be. I'm not what I thought I would be by now. But I am here. God, I'm still here. And I don't say that with pride. I say it with quiet wonder, because there were days I didn't think I'd keep whispering. Days when the silence felt too loud. Nights when I thought maybe I'd stopped believing altogether. But I didn't. Not fully, not forever. Somehow, even when the flame went out, a little spark remained. And maybe that spark wasn't mine to keep alive. Maybe it was you, always breathing beneath the ashes. So I thank you for not needing me to be perfect, for not requiring passion when all I had was presence, for not abandoning me when I couldn't feel you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for sitting with me in the numbness, in the fog, in the silence that stretched too long. Thank you for being patient while I relearned how to feel, how to hope, how to whisper again. And even now, I'm not rushing to the next thing. I'm not pretending I'm healed. I'm not tying a bow around this story. I'm just saying what's true. God, I'm still here. Still showing up in the quiet. Still believing you're worth returning to. Still carrying the smallest spark of desire that maybe someday you'll light into flame again. And if not today, then I'll still whisper tomorrow. Because I'm not here for performance. I'm here for presence. For the kind of relationship that holds space for all the messy middle. And this quiet place, this slow, steady heartbeat, this is where I'll stay. So if you're near, stay with me. No need for loud miracles, just be here. And if you're already here, if you've never left, then let that be enough for now. Let me rest in that. Let me be okay with not being okay. Let me breathe without needing to feel everything at once. Because even without fireworks, even without clarity, this truth remains. God, I'm still here. And if that's all I can give you today, I trust it will still reach you.